Go for it.
So some of you may or may not know that very recently, there was the first human to ever receive a genetically modified pig heart. So the man, his name is David.
But pig heart?
Yes.
Oh,
so
you heard right.
like successfully done pig transplant, like so a pig heart in a human body. So the guy's name is David Bennett Jr. I think he's 57.
Young.
Yeah.
Young.
Yeah, I think.
57?
But I could be wrong about my age.
Okay.
But I think that's what I read earlier. But he has a terminal heart disease, and he actually couldn't qualify to go on the waiting list for a heart. So I guess the waiting list for a human heart in just the United States alone, there's around 106,000 people who need a heart.
Insane.
Wow.
And like really sad, like around 17 people die every single day waiting for a heart. So he wasn't even on the waiting list of the 106,000 people, because the reason for that is like he had a really bad like history of like medical like history of not going to the doctor, not taking his prescription.
Wasn't he also
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
I read your mind.
Okay, I was just gonna
So yeah, he couldn't be on there for that, and so the doctor was like, "You're basically at death's door. Do you want to try this extremely controversial experimental surgery where we're gonna put a pig heart in you?" And he was like, "What do I have to lose?" So he did it, and it was successful. And then to make the story even more crazy, this woman heard about what happened with this man receiving this heart, and she's like, "That's so messed up. This guy actually stabbed my brother 7 times in 1988 and paralyzed her brother, like, for life."
That is insane.
Yeah, and so then she was saying, like, it's really making me and my family upset that he's, like, being, like, exalted as being this pioneer for, like, medical, like, advancement. And meanwhile, she was like, "What? Why does he get a second chance, chance at life?" So it brings up all this like ethical stuff.
That went 180. I was not expecting it.
And then you go,
yeah, but like I guess medically, like the medical law, you can qualify for a heart even if you're a criminal. They don't judge against that. So it was actually what they care about is that like you prove that you are going to treat your new heart well, because there's so many people that need a heart.
Exactly.
So that's leading
They're always going to give it to young and healthy candidates.
Yeah.
Because I understand the woman having that problem because she has relation with him on a first basis, right? Because she knew him, she knew the damage he committed. But let's think about it at the scientific side of it. You, as a normal person, having heart problems, you are not going to go to the doctor and be like, "Yes, I want to be the first one to be I beat the experiment." Yes, some people will do, because regardless, they're going to die.
Yeah.
But I feel like because this guy has all these things being prosecuted and everything, even if he dies, it's not like, okay, he deserved what he needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think she cared less about, for her, it was personal, like you said. She cared less about, like, how do I say it? What she was upset about was her brother's life was cut short by him being a bad person for stabbing him and kind of ruining his life, honestly. Right. And that, like, even though he was at death's door, like, she's just like, why does he get a second chance? I don't know. It's very interesting, but, you know, I mean, all that happened a long time ago. And again, he didn't take a human heart from anyone. And he, you know, he did take the first leap into this like new thing.
Because if it doesn't work, you die.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like so there's your punishment, right? And if he lives, then maybe that can all the 100,000 people who need a heart can get it with a pig too.
Now the question is, God forbid you would ever be in that situation. Would you receive a pig's heart? Would you go through that? Would you follow through with that?
If I was already going to die and I couldn't get the human heart, I would do it.
You would do it. You would do it.
You have nothing left
You have nothing else to do.
I mean, that's a good way to put it. But it's just strange.
It's just strange. It is weird.
Strange.
It is weird. Keep in mind, it's a genetically modified pig heart. So it's not just like
a pig heart.
No, the bacon in the front yard. But then this again ties into another crazy story, which is a lot more tragic. But there's another guy in Boston who is only 31 years old, and yesterday he was denied a human heart transplant. He was next in line on the list, and the hospital denied him because he doesn't have his COVID vaccine.
Wow.
Of course, this is causing controversy, but like there's two sides to the story. Essentially, the hospital like legally has this right, and according to their statement, basically, again, it goes back to this, like, if you receive one of those much needed human hearts, like, you have to be a viable person to take it. And so after you have the transplant surgery, your immune system is so weak that if you get a common cold, like, you're done. Right. And so they're not willing to give a heart when there's all these other people that need it, if there's a chance that you could get COVID or a cold or whatever.
Right. It kind of makes the whole procedure like, was it even worth it?
But then like the guy is saying that the reason he didn't want to get it was because he is afraid of getting some inflammation in the heart, I believe, which is like a side effect of the COVID vaccine, although they say that it's like a really rare and sometimes temporary thing. But the doctors are just saying, like, that's how it is. And it's really sad because he's 31 and he has 2 kids and a wife, and 2 kids and a baby on the way. It's just so tragic. And so, I mean,
it's just so sad.
So sad.
It's really sad.
It's so sad and so controversial, and it's so sad that it becomes political.
Yes. Yes.
Because it shouldn't be, you know?
It shouldn't be.
It should just be like, oh, either get it or don't get it, but this is what's going to save your life or no. No, like, because you're going to get it, you're going to get a chip or something, you know, all these crazy things. It's like, come on, like, no.
Right.
But I guess, like, at the end of the day, they just have to weigh it because, like, the next person in line, like, maybe does have the vaccine or whatever. And so then it's like, do we give it to the guy who might not make it or do we give it to the guy who will make it? And so...
Oh, wow.
So hard.
I'm just glad I'm not like a doctor or something.
Right.
But I mean, just sending prayers and positive thoughts that guy's way, and hopefully something good will happen.
Will come out of it. Yes. But thinking about this whole big thing and things, have you guys seen when people can grow an ear